A quick little overview, kind of how our program works. Just know whenever we work with clients on a daily basis, really as a loan broker, I walk into a client situation wanting to get access to funding. They have poor credit, poor cash flow, maybe no assets as collateral, and even worse yet, they don't have access to a fundable business. Something that we want to bridge the gap on is between you, the entrepreneur looking to borrow funding, the bank willing to provide access to funding if you're fundable. And that's the point of providing a fundable shelf corp through our organization, shelfcorps.com. We own the URL, the website name, and even the doing the business as. Just know that most entrepreneurs come to us and they say, AJ, I already have a fundable business. Why do I need your help? Just know that your business has to be fundable. That's the first and foremost rule of getting access to business funding. If your business is not fundable, you're not going to get access to a large capital raise. Something that I would encourage you to do is take a look at your business paydex score. It needs to be an 80 plus or higher before applying for business lines of credit, credit cards, loans, etc. This is something that we provide using a fundable shelf corp. We want to have an 80 plus higher business paydex score in order to secure the best terms. Most businesses may or may not have this, but this is an important element. What also is important is that the business itself is ready to achieve a large capital raise. And what I mean by that is it has, of course, a fundable element, it has a loan package, and even collateral. What we provide through our program is very unique. Unlike really any other organization out there that provides access to shelf corps as a resource, but what I would encourage you to do is if you're looking to get access to a large capital raise, say with the SBA or another funding source, take a look at what their requirements are. If we pulled up the SBA as a resource, lender match itself, what you will see is a couple of things. It only takes 5 minutes to apply. It takes 2 days to get matched. You can obviously talk to lenders for as long as you want and apply for a loan, but they want you to be ready. This is where we come into play. We need to make sure that we have a lender-compliant business plan that defines what are we using the funding for and how are we going to pay that lender back. This is something that we provide for free. The next thing that we need to take a look at outside of the business plan, which of course is very important, is our credit history. They don't need a specific credit score. I would recommend to have a 450 or higher score, but we provide access to free credit repair with our program. What's important is outside the business plan and the credit history really is collateral. Collateral is used to guarantee the loan and provide that second source of loan repayment. We, of course, provide those assets as collateral through our program. Of course, if you want to do this yourself, you'd, of course, use your home, your car, or any other inventory or property that you own. But now back to the fundable shelf corp, what we provide. As you can see, the lender-compliant business plan is important for SBA, lines of credit, investment capital. Lenders and underwriters want to know, what do you intend to use that funding for, and how are you going to pay that lender back? That's something that we, of course, provide through our program for free. The next thing that we provide is a commercial lease, because most business owners, unfortunately, want to use a home address, a P.O. box, virtual address. That simply won't work. You need a unique commercial lease, and we provide that for free through our program, of course. If you want to get your own commercial address, right, we're on the 5th floor of our building, feel free to, but we provide this for free as a resource for our clients. Do you know that most business owners already have an organization? It's kind of common sense. If you're a business owner, you have an organization. What is unfortunate is most organizations are not fundable, and I'll tell you why. If you're over 2 years old, you're going to have to provide business bank statements and tax returns. If those are insufficient, if they lack profitability, it's important to take a look, of course, at using a fundable business, because if your business bank statements or tax returns lack profitability, you're going to get declined by the lender. On top of that, if your existing organization has a UCC lien, a derogatory, unpaid taxes, if it has a high-risk industry code or name, you're not going to be able to borrow any funding. So we want to provide a compliant business entity to you through our program. Do you know that we also provide those assets as collateral that's used to guarantee the loan? We develop the financials, the balance sheet, the income statement, the personal financial statement through our program, and provide credit worthiness on both the business and the personal side, right? We provide free credit repair and a business paydex score of 80 or higher. And if you want to get access to funding of any element, right? Lines of credit, equipment, SBA, real estate, grants, investment capital, you need to make sure that you have a fundable business. Not only does the score need to be where it needs to be, but the shelf or the organization, our Shelf Corp, needs to be ready for funding. And that's something that we provide, of course, through our program. What's important to consider, though, is kind of our background, right? If you want to read this with your team, your legal team, your business partners, you definitely can. Do consider other options, though. I think it's healthy to look at whatever competitive advantage is out there in the marketplace. But we provide access to a fundable business for a pretty, I think, a competitive price. We generally charge about $1,000 for a fundable shelf corp. We develop the business plan, provide the commercial lease, provide the financials, and even those assets as collateral through our program. If you, of course, want to go to Shelf Age Corps or any other competitor, feel free to. It's just I know that they provide a good product, but with a good product, right, they're providing a pretty expensive price. Anywhere between 5 to 20,000 is pretty average, is what I see. Do know that we are accredited through the Better Funding Bureau. And what you can do whenever you're available is schedule a call with me. You can do it directly on the website or give us a call or text whenever you're ready to get started. But just know, right, you can enroll directly on the website. You don't have to run it by us first. Just know what you're going to do is sign the contract. When you sign the contract, just let us know if you want to get onboarded in person at our office or if you want to do it remotely. I would look over this YouTube video, maybe even this white page. It kind of explains kind of what we do, how do we do it. And do know, right, you'd fill this out. Just let us know if the $1,000 refundable deposit's within your budget. If you're getting onboarded remotely, you're going to mail a check to our office here in Tyler, Texas. Do know that we used to charge about $10,000 for the service line, right? It was kind of out of reach for the average entrepreneur. We have a grant that pays for 90% of that out-of-pocket cost. We do plan to increase this cost up to $2,500 soon, but if you want to take advantage of that discount while it's still available, that's perfectly fine. It is going to take about a week, right, to put that Shelf Corp and that loan package in your name, and then we can start applying for funding immediately. And of course, if we're using the SBA as a resource, just know that it generally takes about 5 minutes to apply. It takes 2 days to get matched. We can talk to lenders, and they do offer same-day funding in most cases. It's a pretty quick turnaround. But if you guys have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, feel free to give us a call or text directly, and hopefully we can answer your questions as soon as we're available, okay?